What's up, Amazon sellers? Do you feel easy every single time you are checking a product to make sure that the one that you found on the supplier matches the one with Amazon? Then don't worry, in this video, I'm going to share with you 10 ways to check if a product is a match or not. Stay tuned. Right, if you don't know who I am, my name is Thomas Parkinson and I've been selling on Amazon now for 4 years doing the online arbitrage business model. Now, quite simply, right now I've been in the UK doing 7 figures, check that out here, and also in the USA, just started this year, just broken 6 figures, check out that. That's my journey in the USA. Now, hopefully in the future, coming into 2022, I'm going to expand into Amazon Germany and obviously continue to grow this business model. Now, if you want to learn more about my journey, what I'm learning, and obviously what I'm going to share with you, then do make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. It will just let you know everything that I'm doing and obviously when I release it. Okay, so first things first, let's give you a little bit of an introduction. So as an Amazon arbitrage seller who should they maybe just start selling on Amazon, there are going to be some mistakes that you are going to make, and without realizing it, this can cost you a lot of money. Now, one of these mistakes could be quite simply not properly checking a product is a match from the supplier with Amazon. To further explain this, this happens when you buy a product from the supplier and then obviously you found it online and you fail to double check, and then what happens? Maybe in the description it's like a 12 pack and in the photo indicates maybe like a 24 pack, and as a result it might be a bit misleading and there is a problem. So getting this right, making sure you're doing the correct checks is going to be super, super important. Now, you might be asking what will happen if you fail to check a matching product? Well, quite simply, first things first, it's going to affect your account negatively. Why? Because the customer's going to have a bad experience. The customer's buying, let's say for example, a 24 pack and you're selling them a 12 pack, they are going to get angry, they're probably going to complain, and not only are you going to get negative feedback, but also as well, what can happen is it can flag up in your back of house Amazon Seller Central, returns, unsatisfied customers, even A to Z claims, and that's a red flag. You definitely don't want that on your business. Okay, so today I'm talking about necessary checks to make sure products are matching. I want to know, how many checks do you know? Drop a number down below or even write them out. I want to know what checks you do that I don't. Let me know in the comments down below. I want to know how many checks that you're doing. Okay, so that leads me nicely on to chapter number 2, 10 ways to check if a product is a match or not. So first things first, what I'm actually going to do now is just talk through them quite briefly to give you an overview, and then on the next chapter, we'll actually go through to a live screen share and do every single check and just make sure that you can see how to do them. So first things first, the first thing we check is the title. So whenever doing any sourcing, we're going to be checking the title. Now, basically in the title itself, it might include the brand name, it might even include the size or weight, or even things like the number of pieces, pack size, or any variation, color, sizes, flavor, and the type of product. So checking for that. Now, to give you an example, what I'll do is I'll share an overlay around here of a Cadbury's Dairy Milk Chocolate gift bar, 850 grams. And as you can see, this includes the brand name, the type of product, milk chocolate, and the weight, 850 grams. So they're key indicators to help us understand the product. Now, the second check you want to do is packaging. So when you're checking the packaging, we use the photo itself for reference. So this shows the physical packaging. It usually indicates the size and the weight, and we're looking at that, things such as like flavors and even differentiation in terms of color and types of packaging. So for example, we've got here a Cervé, and I think I'm saying that right, hydrating cleanser for a normal to dry skin, 236 ml, and the packaging indicates the type of product, which is hydrating cleanser for normal to dry skin. The weight is 8 fluid ounces / 236 ml, and the product itself is, should we say, apple green in color, and with that you can easily identify the product is matching by using the photo of the packaging itself. Further to checking the product, what we do in the third check is to check the description. Product description, it specifies other things like we already know, such as size, weight, color, and other details about the product itself. Now again, I'll share an overlay around here of Cadbury's chocolate chip brownie. The product description, which shows the product information, cake with chocolate 11%, milk chocolate 5%, and chocolate pieces 6%. For the product name, it also says 150 grams, indicating its weight, and both the Amazon product information and supplier information are matching. So again, reinforcing what we already know, everything's just aligning with the product. Now, after checking through the description, we also go through to our fourth check, and that is the ingredients. So you might all know there are lots of products that contain ingredients, especially in things like grocery, beauty products, health and personal. These are really helpful to help you ensure you're getting the right match. Now, to quickly show you, I'll use the same, sample as earlier, that Severe Hydrating Cleanser. Now, as you can see here, under the product ingredients, it states the following ingredients. Say agua, water, glycerin, lots of other ones I'm probably not going to explain or be able to pronounce. But with that, what we can do is we can use the ingredients to double check if this product aligns with the supplier's product ingredients, with the supplier and obviously Amazon. That's going to help us. Now, for the fifth check, we've got model number. Now, what I will say is not all products have model numbers, but usually this is seen in like toys and games, electronics, for example. They really help. Now, to give an example, let's share an overlay around here of a Lego product called 01692. What is it? It's the classic creative bricks. So if you're sourcing products like toys, phones, or other items, that model number is going to really help you out in just double checking them. Now, the sixth check we check for is EAN. So EAN stands for European Article Number. And it's basically a series of numbers and letters that help identify a product within your own inventory. Now, the EAN applies to European countries. So if you're selling your product outside of Europe, say for example, the United States, the EAN doesn't work for you. You'll be using something called like a UPC or even like the GTIN. But for example, in England, we're going to be using the EAN code, and that's going to help us understand. So what I will say is that sometimes it can be hard to find the EAN, and not all suppliers are going to provide them. But if you want to see the EAN on Amazon, you can use Keeper to locate the EAN on the data tab, but also calculator tools like SAS, they're going to show that as well. And what you can also actually do is just put the EAN into Amazon search bar, see what comes up. Now, to help you differentiate between EAN and EAN UPC, which I'll talk about later, on EAN it contains a 13-digit number, whereas if you're looking for UPC, they're going to be a different length. So EAN is a defined length of numbers. The seventh check is going to be for Amazon USA sellers, and that is what's known as UPC. So UPC stands for Universal Product Code. And just like EAN, this is a set number of digits, and this is 12 digits, whereas EAN was 13. Now, this is a 12-digit number assigned to all products, as part of the coding, and it identifies the product itself, and that's going to help you really understand. Now, UPCs are the most commonly used barcodes in the US, and if you're selling on USA, this is the one you want to be checking. So the thing about the UPC is exactly the same as the EAN. You can use a couple of methods. Number one, you can go over to Keeper, look at the data tab and find that. Number two, your sourcing tools might show you as well, like SAS, they're going to highlight that. The final way to do it, check for UPC, is get the UPC from the supplier, dump it into the Amazon search bar, see what comes up, and obviously your product should come up if it's the right product. Now, the eighth method is if you are still in doubt whether or not the product matches or not, an eighth check you can do is check the reviews. Now, when checking reviews, to see it, make sure the product's displayed, what customers are showing, they take photos, they do that. So it means checking the reviews to confirm that it is what they thought it is, and obviously they'll share pictures so you can understand that. Now, reviews are a really good way if you're not too sure, or perhaps maybe there's something going on with the listing. I always check the review count and see if it's quite low. If it is, it might be a misleading listing or a product. Now, an example of a misleading product description that results in, negative reviews is, if you say ghost whey protein nut butter. Now, they stated in the product description it came with a custom towel, but the product review said that it does not include that towel. So in that case, there were a lot of negative complaints under the product listing. And as a result, you might go, this isn't the actual product that we want. Why? Because the listing isn't setting the expectation to what the customer wants. That is what they need, and hence they're showing that through the customer reviews. So great way to double check there and spot for errors. Top method number 9 is if you want to confirm more details, you can also do this 9th check, which is the customer questions and answers on Amazon. So very similar to using the reviews, again, looking at the customer answers for further queries, i.e., is it a pack of box of 2 boxes or is it 1 box? And sometimes they include information about that, and people give you their answers. So again, it's going to reconfirm what you already suspect by using that information through the customer question and answers. And that can help you out spotting mismatched products and maybe listings which are a bit not so clear and concise. Now, the 10th and the final check is customer support from the supplier. Now, other than checking Amazon's Q&As, you could also check the customer Q&A from the supplier itself, and you can ask for more information about the product. What you could do is you could do a final check. So maybe you think it's right, but you're not too sure. But maybe you can contact the customer support on the actual website, maybe through their live chat. You can ask them for more details about the product, maybe like EAN numbers, maybe some further information, their product sheets, And as a result, that might just give you some more information from the supplier that's going to then confirm the details you're seeing on Amazon. So not just checking on Amazon, but also improving the information you're collecting from the supplier by using customer support. Now, this leads me nicely onto chapter number 3, how to actually check if a product is a match or not. Let's jump through and do live screen shares of all of these. Okay, so here we are now into a product, and I've got a supplier, Boots, right here, and we've got a Macmillan 24 Beauty Treasures Advent Calendar, and obviously here is the same product, we believe, and we're going to check, by the way, into Amazon. So let's go through it now. So first things first, what are we going to look at? Well, we're going to look at the title. So what I'm probably going to do is, if I can, let's try and bring them side by side so we can kind of do those checks that kind of help out. So first things first, let's do that check. Title, Macmillan 24 Beauty Treasure Advent Calendar. Now, if we come over to here, we've got Macmillan 24 Beauty Treasure Advent Calendar. It says 2021, but I don't see that there's any issue. I mean, I might have a quick look at this product, and I can't seem to see anything not, and obviously we are in 2021. So the next one we're going to check is the packaging. Now, this packaging looks really different, but obviously we're not stupid. We understand that's inside. So let's kind of have a look outside. Let's have a quick look. We can see here, it's got the advent calendar. I can see it's pretty much the same on here. No problems with that at all. Then let's have a quick look inside, and let's flick over to that. We zoom in, click to zoom in. Now let's change over to here. So here we've got this one. And if we have a look at both of these products, we can see the images are pretty much exactly the same. I don't think I can spot anything. It's got the pencils. Yeah, everything looks exactly the same. It looks the same images. I can see the same layout. You know, everything is exactly the same. They are the same images. So I'm happy with that. Now, the next one, let's have a quick look at description. So let's come down here. What does it say? So the really big part about this is it's got a massive list of products. So what we can do is come down and have a look at the same products over here. So can we see anything? It's got 24 beauty products. I'm sure we could sit here and count all these. So look at the description, and what else have we got? I'm just going to scroll down and see what other information we can gather from this thing here. So here we go. We've got a lot of information in here. Can you see this product description? There's a lot of information in here. And what we want to do is check them versus that. So I'll have a quick look now, and obviously come back to you once I've read all that. So let's look now. Okay, so I've just checked that, and that's all fine. Everything matches up, you know, there's nothing there missing, and I'm pretty happy with that. So that's the description. Now, ingredients, well, there are no ingredients in this because it's multiple products, but I would take that from the description, pretty much the same. Model number, let's have a quick look here. We've got a manufacturer reference. We could use that as a model number, MAC21. I don't think they're going to have that, so it is Macmillan 2021. So yeah, there's nothing there. And now there is, like, on here, can we see anything? They do have ingredients over here, fantastic. Do they have like a same model number? No, they don't. But the one thing that you just be mindful of, and just to point out, is there is a number on the supplier. This side, you can see it like there, that 257. Now that's probably most likely going to be a SKU, stock keeping unit, which is the unique number just for Boots, not for Amazon. So just be mindful. Sometimes you might find things which don't match. It could be a SKU. That's a really common one. Now, EAN, I can't seem to find any EANs on here. I can't find any UPCs either, so I can't do that check. Yeah, nothing coming up on that, so that's going to be a no. Now, reviews, let's have a quick look at the reviews into Amazon. No reviews, so I can't do that as well. Questions, there are no questions either, so we can't do that anyway. And then customer support we could check. Now for me, the one thing I think about, this is quite a seasonal product. It's only going to be here for this time in Christmas. So I'm probably going to say, actually, I'm quite confident this product is the same product. It's very unlikely you're going to get two things that look so similar with the exact same ingredients. And at the end of the day, people are buying those ingredients. So I'll be happy. I think this is a match. Okay, so let's load up the next one now. So here we've got a product from Very, Game of Life Junior, and we've got the same product here over in our Amazon. So again, Game of Life, just having a quick look at that. So let's kind of go through now. So first things first, let's have a quick look. So Hasbro, the Game of Life Junior, not a problem. Let's come over to here, and what we've got here, China, or Chiaz, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. The Game of Life Junior board game with ballpoint pen. Ooh, interesting, ballpoint pen. There's no ballpoint pen here, but there is here. Now, that just kind of gives me a question. Is there any picture of the ballpoint pen? No, there isn't, but they are stating there is a ballpoint pen in there. And I'm just looking here, they've got this kind of brand of the China there and there. This is the Hasbro. Interesting enough, I think these are probably the same product by image. But this listing here on Amazon has actually got a pen added to it. So while they look like the same one, if we were to continue doing that, should we say, check in regards to the image, you're going to be fine, probably everything's fine with the exception of the ballpoint pen. But now the question you might be asking is, well, they're pretty much the same, can we not just sell it and put our own pen in? Well, I probably would say no, because you don't know exactly what pen they've got, and it's got to be exactly the same. Not kind of the same, not slightly the same, exactly the same. Because otherwise you get complaints, and that's going to be a problem, and we don't want complaints. So for me, this product, while I think if I go through the rest of the checks, they're going to be right, but actually, just because of that extra pen, we do see this with Amazon, people create what's known as bundles. That actually isn't the same product. There's going to be, you need to find the correct listing for it, and the result, this isn't going to be the right one. We should probably stay away. So this one is not a match. Right, okay, so today we are going through checking products, how to check products, and also the 10-step process that we do in our business to make sure that we're getting the right deals and not mismatches. Now, the one thing which I'll say is sourcing for deals and even checking for them takes time. And if you're anything like me, you value your time above anything else, and you understand that growing your business is super key and important. Well, you know what? If you value your time and you want to grow your business, and perhaps maybe you're struggling to find deals and obviously check them for mismatches, look no further than FastTrackFBA Leads. This is a service I created whereby we've got a team of sources in the UK and USA looking for deals, doing this 10-point checks, and you know what? We put them onto our web platform. You come in, you buy tokens, you exchange those tokens for the deals that you like. No deals that you don't want, no deals of the brands that you don't want, solely the deals you are after. And once you found them, you exchange the tokens, unlock them, go to the supplier, buy them, and then obviously sell them on Amazon for a profit. Any problems, should we say out of stock or you're gated, you can get refunds immediately. Check it out, FastTrackFBA Leads. Trust me, I think you're going to love it. Have a look at the link down below, fasttrackfba.com/leads. Okay, so this leads me nicely onto chapter number 4, top tips for you guys. So first things first, pay attention to details. Like what I said earlier, there are going to be some mistakes that you could easily make without realizing it. My God, we've all been there. Great deal, I need to buy it, quick. You're skipping the checks. Follow those checks for the letter. Maybe when you found that great deal, have that check on the wall, go through the 10-point steps, it's going to help you out. This is important to paying attention because trust me, we've all done it, myself included. We have made mistakes in the heat of the moment, and when products look exactly the same, there might be other details such as a pen, which are going to make a difference. Now, the second thing, I'm going to say it again, do all the checks. Just when you found a deal, go back through, double check. Don't get caught up in the heat of the moment. Photos, variations, EAN, UPCs, doing all those checks, get it right. At the end of the day, 20 seconds, 30 seconds now is going to seriously help you out rather than like a couple of hours later on dealing with returning stocks, customer feedback, etc., etc. Just get it right today. Do those checks, don't get the negative feedback. Third top tip, which I will say, is if you are a little bit technically savvy, you can go into Chrome and do what's known as Control-Shift-I, and you can go over to Elements. And what you're going to be doing is loading up the code, the HTML code. It's quite scary. You can search that code for what's known as UPC, EAN, GTIN, or even just barcode, looking for those EANs, UPCs within the source code itself. Top tip there, and that is a final check we do. Sometimes maybe we're not 100% sure, we'll just do that, it does help. Now, there's some top tips for you, and what I will say is after, should we say, understanding those 10 ways on how to check a product is a match or not, you might want to consider, should we say, watching a playlist I created called Sourcing 101, which is a series of videos that are going to help you with your sourcing techniques to find more deals. Now, hopefully you've liked this video. If you have, give me a big thumbs up, and hey, if you want to see more videos like this, hit the subscribe button down below. But for myself, Thomas Parkinson and FastTrackFBA, thank you very much.